Hey, what is up, YouTube fam? It's Dupree, aka Darth Vader.
It is Rob, aka the Eternal Sith.
And this is Talking Sith.
Talking Sith. Bro, I heard you were talking mad Sith, bro. Mad
I
Sith.
heard you were talking all that Sith. I heard you were talking some knee deep in the Sith.
I am the Eternal Sith, but maybe I do talk some Sith. I think I do. But you know what, bro? Let's just talk some Sith, bro. Let's just do it, bro. Let's talk Sith, man. I mean, we've been talking for a while. We were like, let's do this. Let's talk Sith. Let's talk about Vader, dude. Isn't Vader such an iconic character that is so loved in Disney? But it's one of those where we still don't get enough of him, though. I know. Look at the show, right? It's funny. We didn't even plan this, guys, and literally,
we didn't.
I have the Imperial March. He has Vader into the sunset, which is dope.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really dope show.
Yeah, man. I had a homie on Instagram make this for me. I was like, yeah, Rebels Vader's my dude. I need it.
Dude, Rebels Vader. Oh, that's one of your favorite. That's your favorite Vader? Rebels Vader?
No, he's not my favorite. It's just
he
aside from like Rogue One Vader, I feel like he puts in the most work out of like any when you think about it. I'm like, Rogue One Vader was dope, but Rebels Vader, come on, man, this dude flew backwards in his TIE fighter and destroyed 1 million A-wings. Like, come on.
I mean, dude, he had Ahsoka on her knees, bro. So Rebels Vader don't play, bro. I'm sorry, he's definitely badass. And
man.
And you get to see a little bit of Anakin, like when she slices his mask. So it is kind of cool.
Yeah, Rebels Vader's. Come on, he almost made Ezra like choke himself and chop his own head off with his lightsaber.
Dude, honestly, that's it's funny because you would have never thought like they would have gotten that dark, but that was pretty dark, bro. That was like really dark, and that was like really kids
playing with them,
dude. I mean, Rebels Vader he's on another level,
he's just playing with them. Yeah, like you said, that was a kids show.
yeah. I mean, I remember they really pressed that show for being a kids show.
Speaking of, and today's topic.
Yeah, why? Let's talk about that. Why?
Yeah, they did. And the funny thing in that show, they didn't kill any stormtroopers.
No, that's the funny part. They really didn't. That's the funny thing. So, and it mixes in and it makes sense with
they would get like knocked out and stuff.
Yeah, dude, I noticed that. But I mean, it does make sense in what we're going to be talking about today, which is why they won't add why they shouldn't add Vader, or we could say maybe why they wouldn't, I guess, and why they won't go dark. So I mean, I guess we could start off why they wouldn't add Vader. One of the reasons I guess you and me were talking about it is dude, I feel like it's such a touchy subject when it comes to Vader, but I mean, he is the face, dude. He is the face. You think it would make sense though to make a standalone Vader?
Bro, he's the logo. He literally is like the NBA logo, but for Star Wars.
Yeah.
I wish they would make a standalone, and everybody's argument is he has his own standalone. It's the saga. I'm like, yeah, but
it's not.
You don't really see Vader doing what we all really want him to do. Everything is cool, and I like seeing him pop in every now and then. But I want to see Vader hunting Jedi, Vader. Which he's known for, and we haven't seen it.
Oh my god, dude, you just spoke volume. Yes, in the comics, we see this man kill Jedi and take their hills.
Mm-hmm.
What? And bring it back to Palpatine. What? This is insane. How do we not get this? And this is why I feel if they were to do a Vader standalone, either a TV show or a movie, they need to be smart on how they're going to do this. They have to be super careful because this is a character that, like you said, is the franchise. He's the Michael Jordan, bro, or I would say now he is the LeBron of Star Wars, So I mean, I guess we could say MJ. We could say MJ. We'll say MJ. All right, we'll stick with MJ.
Actually, no. If you want to go there, I would say Kylo is the LeBron.
Oh yeah, that is true.
And he's the MJ. True. Yeah.
That's true.
Luke is like Kobe.
Damn, we're gonna put him like that. Wow, Luke is Kobe. Lucas Kobe, I'm done, dude. That's so funny. No, man, I don't know, dude. I'm still trying to get that, man. I don't know. I don't know how people are gonna take that, dude. Luke is Kobe. Luke is Kobe. Wow, that's crazy. But I can see that though.
I mean, yeah, come on, Boba Fett, Scottie Pippen, like, come on, like that's
Boba Fett is Scotty. Oh my god, I guess he is. You know what is it? He is the 90. They are the 93 team, right? Vader and Boba, right?
yeah,
So
yeah, or I don't know, maybe you put Maul as Pippen.
no, I think you would go with Boba just because like that was his
Yeah,
right hand man. So you were right the
yeah,
first time. You were right the first time. But
yeah,
hold
yeah.
up,
Never
hold up.
mind. Yeah,
That wouldn't be bad though. I'll tell you why. Because obviously we know, we're gonna talk, originality in a sense of George Lucas. That was his vision, was Maul, for the sequels. So in
hmm
reality, they kind of would have went. See, I would have said Maul would have been, LeBron, but yeah, that happened, and
it almost
yeah.
happened in an alternate reality.
Yeah, alternate reality that unfortunately does not exist. But yeah,
Yeah,
man, I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, what do you think? Like, what do you think if they were to do the Vader? Like, you think that they can definitely execute? You think Disney really can?
I think they could, but but they can't. But at the same time, they'd like shoot themselves in the foot. It's like anything. The weird thing about Vader is, I remember one of the directors, Gareth Edwards, pointed it out perfectly when they were talking about like the Rogue One, the behind the scenes. They were like,
Yeah,
he's such a special character that if you put him in the movie, not enough people get pissed off. If you put him in too much, then it's like, he gets oversaturated and he's not
yeah,
that special anymore.
and I think
But
that
they did that. If they did honestly, if they did a Vader film, a real Vader film,
he said
unfortunately
a
it'd be
real one.
just like that game.
He said a real Vader film. I'm
The
sorry. Let's pause. Let's pause for a second. You said a real Vader film. He said a real Vader film. If they do a real Vader film, oh man, dude, that's so funny.
yeah, like they went like comic book Darth Vader. They did a real Vader film. Unfortunately, it would be just like the what was the game, the Vader Immortal game, where
Oh,
it's
dude,
like,
on the Oculus, yeah,
they hype that game up to know you're Vader, you're doing everything as Vader, but you're really this girl following him that learns from him. You don't play as Vader. You're just there watching, sort of, you know?
yeah. No, I mean, I think it's like what you said. I just feel like whenever we get Vader, it's like enough. Even though we get upset and we're always like, man, we want more, we want more. But then it's like if we get too much of him, I feel like it'll do such an injustice, and I feel like it would not be right. Because again, like what I honestly believe, I don't think they would do him right. I really don't think Disney would even know what to do. I really don't. Like I feel like they know how to use him for a short period of time, but for a whole
Yeah.
movie, I don't. I think they're so scared, and that's why it's like one of the shows that I've been talking about is The Acolyte. I feel like that show will definitely show us if Disney, with the Star Wars universe, will go that route of being dark, because The Acolyte is heavily Sith, So as we are talking Sith, they have to execute on that. They definitely do. And if they don't execute on that show, I mean, even with Kenobi, like, are we going to get a Darth Vader? Are we going to see him on some missions, possibly killing Jedi? Could that be a thing? That would be awesome. I'll be honest. That'd be the real place to start it, to start out with touching on Vader. Because I think this is going to be the most we really get. This is the closest I think we're getting to a standalone Vader, to be honest, other than Kenobi. If they do show us him a lot, so.
My only hope, because like when they said the Acolyte, when they announced that, before they described what it was, when they said the
Right,
Acolyte, I was hoping it was either a Vader apprentice or it was like
right,
a Inquisitor,
right,
following orders from under Vader, which
right,
would
right,
have been
right.
cool. But obviously they said it's gonna be like, before episode one, like I don't know, 50 years or whatever before episode one.
50 years
So
before, and then 200 years after the height of the Republic. So
yeah, which so it's nothing about anybody we know, but that was always my thing. I'm like, okay, if you're not going to give us a full Vader thing, at least let us see through the eyes of somebody who's like under him, like
right,
a apprentice, if you will, or like one of
right.
the Inquisitors, because like I said, they're never gonna give us like a full Vader thing. Rogue
Hmm.
One was kind of like the testing thing. It was like basically like, okay, let's throw him in there. And honestly, that was the most talked about thing about that movie.
Yeah,
The
yeah, it
last
really
30
was.
minutes and just start and then just Vader. That's it.
Yeah, it really was, dude. That was like the best scene. I mean, Rogue One I thought was okay. I'll be honest, it was okay for me, but that scene, dude. Oh man, that one scene was just like I was like, what? Like again, that's
Bro,
like the same scene as the Luke scene. The hallway scene.
honestly, bro, when I watch that movie, I when I have it on the background, I'll skip to the whole Mustafar thing where he chokes like Director Krennic, and then I'll skip to
Yeah,
like the last 30 minutes when they land on Jeddah, and then
yeah,
Vader. Like that's
yeah,
what I watch when I want to like fast forward Rogue One, and
yeah,
a lot of other people do too. And it's
yeah,
like, you know, I was surprised that Disney didn't jump on that when they did,
yeah.
after that. And then we're supposed to, and then also, I don't know if you knew, we're supposed to get a deleted scene in Force Awakens with Luke versus Vader from the other way. That whole dream sequence, we're supposed to see
Well,
Luke versus Vader.
well, that's the thing. I thought we were
Uh,
supposed to get that in one of the movies. Like, and I've been waiting for that for the longest because
They
you know
filmed it,
where is it? We need that. Is this the J.J. Abrams cut?
bro.
That where is it? Like,
They they filmed it. They had the dude. They had the guy. I have the pictures. They had the guy who looks like Mark Hamill. Like I
what?
saw the picture of him, and then they had the Vader costume on set. Because I remember Daisy Ridley like spilling the beans because she saw it, and
Right.
they literally had that corridor where he like Vader jumps out of the nowhere right
And
before he
just
cuts his hand off. They did it
right.
from the opposite way, and they just never showed it. I'm like, that would have like made people like go like ape, like
It's it,
over like that movie.
it's one of those where it's like anything that fans would love, they take that away from us. It's
Hmm.
like, okay, are you
Hmm.
guys? They go the Ryan Johnson route. You're gonna love it. This is what you want. No, we're gonna take it away. We're gonna take it away. No, no, no. We're gonna give them something that fans would never expect. And it's like,
I know,
what?
man. I
What?
know.
Like, no, man, we don't want to hear that. That's not what we want to. Not even Mark Hamill. Like, if you watch his interviews, it's so cringing because he's like, I wanted to get, I was under the impression we would give the fans what they wanted, but Ryan Johnson is the director. He knows the route. He knows what he's doing. And when he was saying all that, he was cringing so hard. Like you could tell he was so uncomfortable, man. And
Yeah.
this isn't a nod to the sequels. Again, I'm not here to do that. I'm just speaking facts on what I noticed. So I don't know, man. Like again, it's so sad because JJ's he is a good director. He's not bad. I like him. I like his work.
Hmm.
I just think a lot of the higher ups had a lot to do with the vision of the sequel trilogy, and they were heavily involved, heavily because I don't know if you know this. Ryan Johnson did have a pitch for the first one, like the first like script of it, and Kathleen
Yeah.
Kennedy actually shut it down and had a different vision for it, and he had to go back to the drawing board again. So I was
Yep.
just like, oh, dude, like I wonder what that first one looked like. Honestly, I mean, maybe it wasn't that. I don't know. I'm not gonna like knock it or praise it, but it would have been probably something maybe better. I don't know. I don't know, dude. But
But like we said, like they're too scared of using Vader. Like, come on, even
yeah,
that what was it? The movie Duel of the Fates, the other version, the Colin Trevorrow version. I don't know if
yes,
you read that. They're supposed to have Kylo versus Vader, and
dude,
Kylo gets whooped by like fake Vader, and I'm just like, why are
bro,
you scared to
dude.
use
I'm
him in
happy.
these movies?
I'm happy you mentioned this. I posted this a while ago. That Colin Trevorrow online comic was actually made by Andrew Weinger, who actually
Hmm.
literally chilled, like literally was with him for an entire year, was with Colin Trevorrow for an entire year to talk about that script and really go over what episode 8 would have been. And it's like such a night and day to what we have now, to what they had made. And I'm just like, wow, man, like why couldn't we just get that version? Why couldn't you guys just do it? Like it would have been so sick to see Kylo and Vader. Like, come on, we all liked when Luke, like saw his father and fought him. Like in that one little scene in the cave. Like it would have made it. It would have made it such an iconic scene. I feel like that would have really touched Star Wars fans a lot. Again, to see that, you know, grandson, grandfather, like that would have been iconic, so iconic. And it's like to take that away from us. It's just,
it's like we kept getting teased with like the burnt helmet and like the breathing and every now and then a line. I'm just like,
and
you
then it's
know,
Rise of Skywalker, dude. Every inside your head, like I was like, dude, like, come on, just give us him already. Just show us him. And it's like, now that like, dude, let's talk about the comic. Like, you know, like there was clones. Like, you could have a clone of him or something. Like, I get so upset, man.
yeah.
I don't know.
Another thing is like another big thing that I'm just like kind of frustrated with, and it's just this is life. It's gonna happen. Is you know we're not James Earl Jones is old, like really, really old. Like he's in his like 80s, like about to be 90s, and I'm just like, you can't get like people know when you use a different voice for Vader. Like I know, like I was playing Star Wars pinball the other day, and I'm like, that's not him. Like you know, I'm like that's Chad Vader. That's the video game Vader. But like you know James Earl Jones Vader. So like and my whole thing is like, dude, you guys should use him while you can. He's like like 89, 88. Like he's not going to keep going forever.
Nah, I mean at this point too, I'll be honest with you. I don't even know if I would want him anymore just because he is that old, and you can hear the change in his voice at this point. You know, I think I'll be honest, I think they do have to start going a different route just because, you know, times have changed. It's like the original Chewbacca. I mean, you know, like obviously we know what happened. I mean, he passed away, but still you know that you have to get, you know, times change. You need new young faces, and I'm sure they can find somebody that sounds just like James Earl Jones. I'm sure of it, dude. Listen, there's a lookalike, a sound-alike everywhere. So
it's funny you say that. I mean, like I said, you know, they should use them while they can, but they use them. It's funny. Okay, I feel like it's night and day when you hear him in Rebels, and then Rogue One. Rogue One, they didn't edit his voice, so it sounded like an 80-something-year-old
That's
Darth
what I'm
Vader.
saying.
Rogue One, they didn't edit his voice.
Right, it was just him, but he sounded old.
Rebels, they edited him, so he sounded like normal. I was like, oh, okay, they put it through a filter, they cleaned it up. But you know, Rogue One, it was just gravelly.
Look who was behind that though, Dave Filoni. You know, that's again another masterpiece. You know, that's his gem. You know, so I don't know, man. I don't see them going dark. I mean, I know we have the Acolyte. What is cool about the Acolyte, you know, and still sticking on that topic of, you know, Vader and just dark in general, is we're actually going to get, you know, Darth Revan for the first time as a hologram. So that's going to be pretty interesting. You know, I just don't know really how far they're going to go into this whole dark Sith, you know, as we are talking Sith. You know, I don't know. I don't think they can. I don't think they will. I think what we got in Rogue One is the most we would ever see, to be honest. That's what I really think we would get.
Yeah, Rogue One, Rebel. Yeah, unfortunately. And it's like there's so much gold in like the comics right now, what they're doing with these characters.
Yeah.
Like I almost wish that Star Wars was the type of IP where like you could, you know, okay, there's a book, and then they can make, you know, a movie or whatever from the book and make it kind of like, you know, but they won't do anything like that. I mean, we barely kind of got something like that with Cobb Vanth, you know, in the Lost Stars book or whatever book that was. And they only barely vaguely mentioned him, but then showed his story in The Mandalorian. So you would think like they would want to do something like that with, you know, Vader or any of these characters, but they won't, which is crazy because like that Vader arc where he's building his castle on Mustafar.
Don't even get me with that one. This is one of my favorite ones with Darth Moment, where like he used him. They had to build like different ones. Like it took him like I think like 9
that
or 10.
Would have been like 9 or 10 tries. That would have been like the best movie,
dude.
Like the best movie. And then to see him get knocked out, and you see him with like no arms, like going and doing all that stuff in the weird netherworld or where there was.
To see this man in live action versus Darth Moment. By the way, dude, have you ever like I don't know if you know like the story of him, but his story, Darth Moment, is like in
his story is crazy. That's the dark.
As a kid, that kid is insane. Insane. And the fact that he survived, like his essence survived in the helmet for all these years. Like we're talking about, he was like before Knights of the Old Republic. So like, what? Like this is insane. And like, wow, like I can't even believe it. But I'm just like, dude, if we got that live action, that's why I say it's like, I don't think with Vader, I don't even think they want to, just because again, he is the face that runs the place. And I don't think they want to mess that up, which I understand it. Again, because think about this. If they end up touching a movie and they do wrong and it bombs, dude, like there's no coming back. Like you can't fix something that you did wrong with the face that runs the place, which is Vader. And if they ruin that,
let me ask you.
Forget it.
Let me ask you real quick. Let's just say like they did a Vader movie or a miniseries, kind of like they're doing with Kenobi.
Right.
Who would you want to direct that you feel like could make it work?
Oh boy. If I had to choose, honestly, man, I mean, I guess the name that we mentioned before, just because I got to read that comic, which was the Colin Trevorrow one. I would like to see him behind that, to be honest. I would like to see what he can do. I mean, I'm cool with, I don't mind Taika Waititi as well. And I'm mentioning these names because these are ones that we know, but I would definitely want to give Colin Trevorrow his chance just because we didn't get to see it play out. So I think his vision and his version would definitely be a phenomenal one. And if like in that online comic, it literally gave the fans what they wanted. And it had a story. So I would honestly give him a chance. What about you though? Like I'll flip it on you. Who would you choose?
I got a good one, and they haven't done Star Wars. I would say the Russo brothers.
Oh, dude, yeah. Oh, you know who's another name? Oh my god, dude. Who was supposed to do it as well? Zack Snyder, bro. Forgot about him too.
No. Yeah. Okay, yes and
just because
no.
he's dark. Just because of the darkness of it. That's the only reason why. After that, I'm good.
I would say yeah, because he can make a good dark story, but at the same time, no, because his directing style, like his visuals, are too different for Star Wars. Like,
yeah, it is. It is.
But the Russo brothers, come on, Winter Soldier, you know, like Civil War, like they can do action, but they can also do a really deep, like, you know, hard hitting story. So I would want to see like them in a Star Wars movie, them doing a Star Wars movie.
That's true. That's a good one. I didn't think of them. I forgot about them.
After Infinity War and Endgame, like, come on, like those.
I know. I mean, honestly, my favorite one was Infinity War, so I love Infinity War. So I'm game.
Come on, the bad guy won. The bad guy won. Like I haven't, aside from Empire Strikes Back, which like my dad or my brothers told me. That was the only movie where I know people like left the movie just bummed. I've never seen a movie where people were just left like on such a downer and it was so quiet like during the credit. Usually people are talking, everybody just left and was like all sad. Like that's what I would want from a Vader. Come on, the bad guy won, and then he freaking sat on his farm and grew his like little fruit plant things. Like that's what I want to see Vader doing.
My man, I
want to see Vader tea. Like, you know, yeah,
it's true.
I want to see Vader, like, you know, kill some rebels, do something crazy, and just go and like sit on a farm and like plant some stuff before.
I know. I would love that. Like him just go somewhere in like the outer rim or the unknown regions and just it would. You know what?
Mm-hmm. Just chill.
I wouldn't mind if he went back to if he ended his life and he went to Tatooine. That'd be full circle.
Oh, he sits. He stands on the freaking mound looking at the two suns.
Yeah. And then he finally says, I love sand.
Oh,
I gotta be cool.
He grabs some sand and just like,
I have the power. Dude.
People also forget. People love like do the whole like, you know, I hate sand thing, but you also have to realize in the same movie, his mom dies, he falls to his knees, and then he grabs like a fistful of sand.
Why?
Yeah.
Those damn Tusken Raiders. Oh my god.
I would want to see him like say like they ended the Vader movie, whatever it is, and then in the behind the scenes of like Empire, before they finished the script, they were gonna do him. They were gonna start the movie with Vader as his castle
Yeah.
on it was whatever
Yeah.
planet it was gonna be, and then he was like, it was still a volcanic planet, and he was gonna be before he was gonna go do what he did. He was
Yeah.
standing on the shores, like feeding like these weird lava beasts, like meat or whatever, like through
What?
dogs.
That's so
Yeah,
sick. I didn't even know that, dude. Wow, that is sick.
yeah, like he has
You know,
pets.
like honestly, dude, like I don't mind that, obviously Luke, was his son and everything like that. And I think it's cool, but how awesome would it have been though if it was like a Thanos type of a thing where he was just a villain and he just, like you said, went off into the sunset and then he kind of just was done. And then and he won. Like, what if he just won? Like, that was it. Like, he kills Palpatine and then he's just done, bro. Like, he rules the galaxy. Like, that's it. It's done. Like, he doesn't have to worry about anything. Like, that would have been sick, dude. Like, I don't mind the son arc, but I mean, I think it would have been cool too. Like, if he didn't have a son,
Because at the end of the day, when you really think about it, like after he turns into Vader, he never really. I mean, Empire Strikes Back. It's kind of like a half win. Like, yeah, they defeated the rebels at Hoth, but he lost the son. And Bespin, but it would have been. I kind of want a story where he wins at the end of the day. Either he kills some Jedi, he kills like a top Jedi, or something. But we're never gonna get it.
Nah, it's too. I mean, now, no. I mean, obviously, with what we have, definitely not. I mean, this would honestly, what we're talking about, I feel like it would have to be a what if type of a thing, kind of like how Marvel has a what if, which I was hoping Visions was a what if, but I know it's not going to be. So I'm kind of disappointed. But yeah, man, this was definitely a fun talking Sith one, man. We definitely
man.
We definitely have to do more of these, man. This was definitely awesome, man. I definitely
for real.
This was awesome, dude. I mean, to do this and then because we've been talking about it for a while and it was just like, and it was funny, like we literally came up with Talking Sith like right before we started. So this is funny. This is so like
Talking Sith, like literally as this, like, what do we call it? Let's talk some Sith.
Yeah, why not? Right? You're a Sith, I'm a Sith. Why not just talk Sith? It made sense.
Yeah,
it definitely came full circle. But no, we really do appreciate you guys definitely tuning in today and watching this episode. This is the first of many, guys. So definitely tune in, as this is going to be a fun one. I mean, we're definitely going to be talking a lot of what's going on and giving you guys some theories as well. Like, some what if moments, I feel like, because I feel like that doesn't really get talked on a lot. Maybe we can talk some what ifs a lot more, and go
what ifs
from there.
Or the what ifs, or like the little niches of Star Wars that you really wouldn't think about, like this whole topic, like would Disney ever give Vader a film? Come on, they almost gave Boba Fett a film, but it's Boba Fett.
Yes, I know, and I think it was in like 2010 we almost got that movie. So I think if I'm not mistaken, it was 2010 around that time.
Yeah, we'll save that story for another time, guys.
Yes, we will. But
that's a good story.
That's definitely. I'm sure you have a good one for the fans. But thank you guys for tuning in today. We really do appreciate it, guys. Like I said, I'm Rob, aka the Eternal Sith.
I'm Dupree, aka Darth Vader, and this has been Talking Sith. And stay tuned. We're gonna do this again pretty soon. So
yes, we will. But thank you guys for tuning in. And guys, remember, like and subscribe to my man's channel. He has such good stuff.
This guy right here.
This guy.
Subscribe his stuff down there.
He talks Sith. He talks a lot of Sith.
If you guys like this video, please hit that like button. If you didn't like this video, hit that like button.
Exactly. There you go. Just hit all the likes and hit all the subscribes.
Exactly.
hit the notification, guys.
Yeah.
The notification bell as well. Don't forget that one. That's the most important.
Hit that bell.
Bell. Hit it. Later, guys.
Later, guys. May the force be with you. Bye.